Well, good morning once again, beautiful people. And I'm here today with proposal writing. Yesterday we had done a magazine report and we had done a news report. I hope a lot of things must have been clear to you. Today we are going to do two proposals so that in case there is anything that you are hesitant about, we have taken two different kinds of proposals so that you will know how to do one from the point of view of a student and one from the point of view of a general common person. So, those of you who are willing to look into proposal writing, let's start now. So, proposal writing is basically a concept where you have to give in your inputs, and a very good morning to all of you. Proposal writing is a certain style of writing where your thoughts and your ideas come together and get into something that can be taken action on. When you have an idea, it is important to organize the idea in such a manner that it becomes workable. हमारे पास बहुत सारे ideas होते हैं, लेकिन उनमें से वही ideas काम करते हैं जो कि workable हैं, जिनके की steps हमारे mind में clear होते हैं. अगर हम उन steps को clear कर लेते हैं, तो आगे से जो दूसरे लोग हैं उसको समझने में भी उनको problem नहीं होती है, और उसके ऊपर एक्शंस लेना भी उनके लिए बहुत आसान हो जाता है. Well, I'm so happy that some of you are already trying to do the guest papers and that they are working for you. You will be getting more solutions, and apart from that, what I have started is that I am going to make small exercises, not huge papers altogether, but smaller exercises, and you can time those. So I can also write the word limit and the time limit there. You can keep practicing randomly out of what you feel you need to practice more. Those kind of exercises will also soon come your way. So a very good morning to you also, with all my love and my respect for everybody. Let's begin. You are the head of the welfare group of your area. Write a proposal to organize a blood donation camp in your locality. The blood will be donated to the blood bank in order to help the needy. Obviously, blood has to be donated to the blood bank. However, it has been mentioned here so that it will help you with the detail. आप उस detail को समझ पाएंगे, उस detail से आपको ideas मिलेंगे, और उसको हम यहाँ पे incorporate कर पाएंगे. That is how it will help you. So, as I said, don't worry. I shall be sending more clues and random exercises, not one at a complete sample paper, but other things also to help you choose what you want to practice more. I will send it along with the hints. उसमें hints भी डाल देंगे तो वो आपको help करेगा. Right. But now that we have this on our board, let's begin. So, let's, I think it's better first to look at the question once again and mark here. सबसे पहले question को पढ़ना चाहिए. Yes, definitely we should. But what is also important is that in the question, like I told you yesterday, half of your answers will come out. आपके question से आपके बहुत सारे answers उसी के अंदर अंदर मिल जाते हैं. Right. So here you are. You are the head of the welfare group of your area. So obviously, if you're the head, you will have to take the lead. You will have to be the thinker, the doer, and you will have to push things forward. Write a proposal to organize a blood donation camp. That's your first clue. Blood donation camp is your first clue in your locality. This is your second clue. The blood will be donated to the blood bank, obviously to the blood bank, to help the needy. That is your fourth clue. Four things come out from your question paper itself. अपने क्वेश्चन पेपर को छानबीन के रखिए, उसके अपने क्वेश्चन को देख लीजिए, उसमें बहुत सारे आंसर्स हैं. 4 तो हमने पॉइंट्स यहीं पे ही निकाले हैं. For those of you who really want to speed up the process of planning, this is a good hint. Okay? So, let's move further and understand. Now, the main heading, this is always your main heading, the big one. The main heading will always come in caps. So, blood donation is life donation. Why didn't we just write blood donation camp? No. If you are giving a proposal, the proposal should sound lucrative. जैसे आपकी headlines catchy होनी चाहिए, आपका proposal lucrative होना चाहिए. आपके proposal में वो चीज़ होनी चाहिए कि पढ़ने वाला उसकी तरफ attract हो. उसकी थोड़ी सी आपको कन्विंसिंग पावर अपनी यूज करनी पड़ती है जब आप एक प्रपोजल को इस्तेमाल करते हैं. एंड दिस आई कैन टेल यू फ्रॉम वेरी गुड लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस फॉर दोज स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ MBA हु आई हैव आल्सो टॉट. For them, when I teach proposals, to them also, they are also very, we work very hard on making a proposal acceptable. प्रपोजल रिजेक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए. अगर आपका प्रपोजल गया है तो एक्सेप्ट होना ही चाहिए. इसलिए आपकी हेडिंग के अंदर दम होना चाहिए. यू कैन डू मच बेटर देन दिस. ब्लड डोनेशन इज लाइफ डोनेशन, राइट? नाउ वी कम टू द सब हेडिंग. दिस विल बी कॉल्ड द सेकेंड हेडिंग. दैट्स व्हाई इट इज द subheading. This subheading is supposed to throw light on the heading above. See, proposal for setting this is proposal for setting up a blood donation camp. Proposal for setting a blood donation camp, beta, up. If you can make it, it's good enough, but add something more. It's just like having a plain vanilla ice cream, but then what do you do with the vanilla ice cream to make it better? In order to make it palatable, tempting, लोग उसके ऊपर vanilla ice cream के ऊपर कभी strawberry sauce डाल देते हैं, कभी chocolate sauce डाल देते हैं. यही आपको अपनी heading के साथ करना है. Your heading for a proposal and your headline for a newspaper has got to have that kind of attraction. Okay? So that's what you do. Now, as far as writing with a black pen or a blue pen, whatever pen you use, always ensure that your heading stands out. Your heading should stand out and your heading should be in capitals. Then we come to the subheading. The subheading will elaborate on the main heading. An initiative to help in saving lives by organizing a blood donation camp. This is a proposal for an initiative to help in saving lives by organizing a blood donation camp. Okay, now let's come to the objectives. What are the objectives? In the objectives, what you're going to do, okay, we have to write a heading objective by black pen. If you consider the black pen, that the black pen is really very imperative to what you want to do, yes, you can go ahead and do that. Okay. I will also be doing literature with you. That's why it's very important to finish language first and then move on to literature. Proposal for a blood donation camp. Okay? Why don't you do it like this? Proposal for a blood donation camp, initiative to save lives. Okay? Or initiative to save lives dash proposal blood donation camp. Okay? So let's come to the objectives. This is the first objective, to draw people's attention towards the scarcity of blood in blood banks. So what is the first objective? To draw people's attention towards the scarcity of blood in blood banks. Scarcity, कमी. जब भी किसी चीज़ की या किसी सामान की कमी होती है, तब उसको हम कोशिश यही करते हैं कि scarcity की तरह लिखा जाए. Number 2, to create awareness about the benefits of donating blood from time to time. So the first one is to draw people's attention towards scarcity. The second objective is to create awareness about the benefits, advantages. So 2 objectives done here. The third one, to have experts shed light on healthy habits and healthy lives. So when the blood donation camp begins, health experts also can be called in. Okay? So, yes, we will take up classes for phrasal verbs, and I will also take up classes for transformation of sentences. Okay. Let's move ahead. We have done two objectives are compulsory, but we have put in 3. Objectives में आपके minimum 2 objectives होने चाहिए. अगर आप 3 भी लिखते हैं तो आपको एक अच्छा proposal तैयार करने का, you can get ready with a good proposal. But always ensure that objectives will have to be at least 2. Okay? Right. In objectives, can we write instruments to be needed? No, that will come in your measures. Measures will be planning measures, steps to be taken. Measures क्या है? The steps. Steps are also called measures, which has been given up here. Okay? Now if you pay attention here, you will get a fair enough idea as to what will come where. Objectives माने इससे हम क्या क्या हासिल कर सकते हैं. हमने ब्लड डोनेशन कैंप लगाया, उससे हम इन 3 चीजों को मिशंस को कंप्लीट करेंगे. मेजर्स में क्या आएगा? उन मिशंस के लिए हमको किस किस सामान की, किस किस चीजों की, किन किन लोगों की जरूरत पड़ेगी. Right? Now let's move to that. A team of 20 volunteers. Now this is the first measure. Very importantly, there should be at least 5. Your measures should be at least 5 in number. You can write more steps. Okay? Steps to be taken can be 5 or more, not less. So this is the first one. A team of 20 volunteers will be sent out to Vasant Vihar colony to inform residents about the camp. What do we do first? We have to send out people to various parts of our own colony. What did the question say? The question said that we had to have a camp in our own locality. So what am I going to do? I am going to ensure that, no, I've done nothing. And we can also improve the brightness, please. Slightly, yeah. So, the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to collect 20, we need 20 volunteers to inform residents. Okay? Then the second one, number 2, a notice will be set up for the camp on the colony notice board. First of all, information must go out. For blood donation, you require a lot of people to come in and donate blood. But if you do not give out that information, if you do not spread the word, obviously nobody will come. No, you have to write 5 points. A minimum of 5 points. You can have 6 points and you can have the 7th point also. But 5 points are for the steps to be taken, which are called measures. Right, so the second thing is a notice will be set up. Right? This is for awareness. 20 volunteers to inform residents. हमको 20 लोगों की ज़रूरत है जो कि volunteer करेंगे और लोगों को घर घर जाके information देंगे. Notice will be set up. We will be sending out notices. Then the second thing is deciding when and where and what will be the location of the camp. Yeah, now it's better. Thank you. So, the camp will be set up on the 20th of February. Okay? The camp will be set up on the 20th of February. The time has been given from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay? So the time has also been stated and the date has also been stated. So that is the time and the date. Where the venue has also been given. So let's point it out. This is the date, 20th of February. This is your date. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is the time. And the venue, the Colony Park. Okay? In case you want to do something else, you can write community hall also. Community hall. Instead of colony park, it depends what you want to write. Then another measure, another important step is a team of 5 doctors, 7 nurses and 7 compounders from the medical college will be called for the collection of blood. Right? Okay, story writing, tips for story writing, tips for... Yes, I will be giving you as many tips as I can, and we will also exchange and share tips. Coming back to the measures, then the next measure we have here is how will we have a donation camp unless and until we do not have the proper team. भाई हम तो खून निकालने जाएंगे नहीं, है ना? तो हमको उसके लिए experts चाहिए. तो उस expert team में कौन आएगा? 5 doctors, 7 nurses and 7 compounders from the medical college will be called for the collection of blood. Right? So we require these many people to help us for the collection of blood. That's done. Then what is another important, the next important point, I really wonder whether you are aware of it or not, but those of whoever goes to donate blood is not allowed to leave that area unless and until they are fed something. उनको कुछ खिलाया पिलाया जाता है, उसके बाद उनको जाने दिया जाता है. उसकी एक बहुत बड़ी वजह है, जब आप ब्लड डोनेट करते हैं तो उन लॉसेस को ओवरकम करने के लिए और थोड़ी सी इंस्टेंट एनर्जी देने के लिए जूसेस पिलाए जाते हैं. So that's what we're going to do. Arrangement of juices. Fruit juice and biscuits will be given to donors. Who are donors? People who donate. Who are donors after the blood donation. Last of all, the collected blood will be donated to Medical College Blood Bank. Okay? The collected blood will be donated to the Medical College Blood Bank. So these are the measures that we have taken till now. Yes, you are aware? Very good. And in case you are in this fantastic habit of donating blood at least 2 to 3 times a year, or maybe just 2 times a year, please continue that. Because once you donate blood and your blood is healthy, then it can save so many lives. That's one part of it. The second part of it is that when you donate blood, your own body becomes stronger. Your own body becomes stronger. My bottle. Okay, so moving on. So we finished with measures. Let's count the number of measures that we had taken. Let's do a recap from here. The main heading will also come in capital letters. Then the subheading. After that, the objectives. How many objectives? At least 2. Okay? Main heading should be catchy. It should be lucrative. Then objectives should be at least 2. At least 2. I have given you 3. 3 भी हो सकते हैं, पर 2 से कम नहीं हो सकते. Right? Now, how many measures? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So our minimum requirement is 5 measures, 5 steps to be taken. Okay? And then the conclusion is also extremely, extremely important. Let's understand what comes in the concluding line. Right? So the conclusion says, I hope my proposal is accepted by the committee, whose cooperation in this matter, in this good cause, will be invaluable. So what are the important things to be added in the okay, the donated blood is tested before infusions to minimize HIV. Yes, that's really very important a point. So, well, once you donate your blood, then let them do the other kind of work on it. I hope my proposal is accepted by the committee, whose cooperation in this good cause will be invaluable. So, what do you have to keep in mind in the conclusion? One of all, to request for acceptance. You will have to request the people you are writing the proposal for so that they should accept it. And the second important thing is to fulfill requirements or cooperate. जब वो कोऑपरेट करेंगे तो एक्सेप्टेंस भी आएगी और रिक्वायरमेंट्स की भी सारी चीजें देख ली जाएंगी, ठीक है। तो ये चीजें आपके कंक्लूजन में होनी चाहिए, ज्यादा कुछ नहीं, इससे ज्यादा उनको आपसे कुछ नहीं चाहिए। कंक्लूजन को सिंपल ब्रीफ रखना चाहिए, मगर उसको आप थोड़ी लंबी लैंग्वेज में लिखें या 2 से 3 लाइनों में खत्म कर रहे हैं, वो ज्यादा बेटर है। 2 से 3 लाइन्स में आपको इन चीजों का ध्यान रखना है, दैट यू हैव टू 1 request for acceptance, and number 2 you have to request for fulfillment of requirements, and you have to request for cooperation in the matter. I can write 2 or 3 words here also. I hope my proposal accepted by the committee, whose cooperation in this good cause will be invaluable to save many lives. ठीक है, इसको हम और अच्छी तरह से भी एंड कर सकते हैं। I don't think that is imperative. You don't need to, it's not really required, but yes, your designation can come. Okay? So your designation comes, it is a good habit to put in your designation. Now, let's look into the next proposal. Oops. Why do I do it every time? Let's look at the next proposal we have at hand. As the head boy, head girl, write a proposal to your principal for the organizing of a felicitation program to honor the grandparents of students. This particular one is from the prospect of a student. Okay? So after conclusion, we have to write, if you do write your, try to include your designation within the conclusion itself. That is a good line. We hope that our proposal will be accepted at the earliest. Add 2 other lines for the benefit of so many people we can reach out to. या 2 और lines of courtesy अपने objective को लिखते हुए end कर दीजिए. As the head girl / head boy, now this is from the perspective of a school and a student writing a proposal. As the head boy, head girl, write a proposal to your principal for the organizing of a felicitation program to honor the grandparents of students. Now this is a sort of event. You want to organize an event for grandparents. Okay? Let's look what does the question have. Question की पहले खोजबीन करें कि उसके अंदर से हमको क्या क्या मिल सकता है. Write a proposal to your principal for organizing a felicitation program. That's, I said, proposal to the principal for organizing felicitation program with the objective of honoring the grandparents of students. So you have these many things here. Felicitation program, honor, organize, grandparents. Organizing will mean event. Honoring will mean to put them in an honorable place, welcome them. Felicitation, again, a form of honoring and welcoming. And who? Grandparents. So this is to invite them over to the school premises. You get your information from the question. Now let's move ahead. The heading says gratitude to gracious grandparents. I could have written a day to felicitate grandparents, but I decided to make it a little more catchy. So, gratitude to gracious grandparents. Then we come to the subheading. Let's see what the subheading has to offer. Proposal to organize a felicitation function for grandparents. I will tell you when to use single quotes and double quotes in a I will tell you again. I had mentioned that in my previous YouTube class, but I will do it again. Okay? So, gratitude to gracious parents, grandparents. Heading, a proposal to organize a felicitation function for grandparents. What are the objectives? I have mentioned 2 objectives here. You can see 2 of them here. To honor grandparents, this is your first objective. Objective number 1 is to honor grandparents and make them feel special. Then objective number 2, to put up an entertainment program for them. So, honor the grandparents and entertain grandparents. Let's see what do we have next. Third objective. Third objective is to instill a feeling of pride in students for their grandparents. So many a times, with all the kind of work and heavy labor that we do and our parents do, grandparents generally become very sidelined. Here it says to instill the feeling of pride in students. This is our third objective. Okay? एक्टिंग लाइन में आई एम श्योर जब स्क्रिप्ट पढ़नी होगी बेटा तब तो पढ़ाई करनी होगी ना. एक्टिंग लाइन में भी तो स्क्रिप्टिंग होगी, उसके बिना कैसे करोगे? ठीक है? और if you want to take up the acting line, the use of the proper and powerful use of language is the only thing that will take you through. Now let's come to the list of measures. We had 3 objectives, and now let us understand the measures, or in other words, steps to be taken. What are the steps to be taken? First step, handmade invitation cards can be sent out for when? For the event on the 17th of March. Function can be hosted in the front lawn. This is your venue and this is your time. So, number 1, handmade invitations will be sent for the date 17th of March. The function will be hosted in the front lawn of the school at 4 p.m. Then, उनको भूखा तो नहीं रखोगे? Snacks and beverages can be arranged for high tea. So, we will not send them back feeling hungry and thirsty. We will organize something, their refreshments. This particular thing will talk about refreshment. Number 4. So, the 4th measure we are going to discuss here is they will be garlanded by students and escorted to their seats. So, each student will be given the responsibility of garlanding and escorting the grandparents to their seats. Then, the 5th measure, an hour-long cultural show can be put up by the students of classes 7 and 8. So the classes here have also been specified. If the organization is being done by the senior classes, then the 7th and 8th can do the cultural program. Then a grandparent can be called on stage to enlighten the students. So a grandparent may be, can be, will be, आप जो यहाँ पे डालना चाहें डाल सकते हैं. Right? So I've already given you, this is your second proposal here. I will send you more. If you require, we will do more of them. A grandparent can be called on stage to enlighten the students. There are how many measures? 6 measures have been taken here. Let's move a little further. What will we put up for our conclusion? Let's look up the conclusion. Right. I hope my proposal is accepted. The cooperation of the principal and staff will be highly solicited. All right. So maybe I can write over here itself, in capacity, I can add here also, in capacity of head girl, boy, or not even capacity, you can also write as, if you don't want to write capacity, you can write as head girl and head boy. I hope my proposal is accepted. The cooperation of the principal and staff will be highly solicited, right? To make it a happening. You may please add this, to make it a happening occasion for our deserving grandparents. Okay? For our deserving grandparents. Okay? You can add just one more line. मैंने तो बड़ा बड़ा लिखा है, but it will just fit into another sentence here. And this completes your conclusion. If you are getting really very confused, then you can simply stop it here. Okay? But if you can write a little more, a little bit of the proposal can be added at the bottom end. Acha, escorted means जब आप कभी भी आपने देखा होगा आपके ग्रैंडपेरेंट्स होते हैं या कोई घर का बड़ा बुजुर्ग होता है तो उसको बड़े प्यार से ऐसे नहीं कहते दरवाजा खोल के जाओ अंदर बैठ जाओ. नो, you generally bring the person along with you. आप उनको accompany करके लाते हैं, आप उनको बाकायदा गेट से लाते हैं और उनकी कुर्सियों पे बैठाते हैं. तो उसको escorting कहा जाता है, जब आप किसी के साथ साथ रहते हैं और उनको बैठा के या लेके आते हैं. That is called escorting. Solicited, appreciated and accepted. Okay? Solicited means appreciated and accepted at the same moment. Right? So that does it for that. I hope this has been a little helpful to you in understanding how to do a proposal. Few things without paying attention to anything else is I would want you to very quickly, let us recapitulate. The heading should be as attractive as possible. If you cannot write a very, very attractive heading, at least let it be a decent, good heading. but it should be in capitals. The next step will be objectives, a minimum of 2 objectives. या objectives को हम कहें कि वो ऐसी क्या रीज़न है, किस वजह से आप इस प्रपोजल को दे रहे हैं, उसकी 2 वजहें आपको लिखनी है. थर्ड, उसके इन दोनों वजहों को पूरी करने के लिए आप कौन से स्टेप्स या कौन सी चीज़ें करना चाहते हैं. ठीक है. How do you want to organize it? How do you want to plan it? That will be there, and then comes your conclusion. In your conclusion, you will always request for acceptance and cooperation, acceptance and fulfillment of requirement. This will also come there. One very important thing that you will keep when you write the measures is, अगर आप किसी इवेंट की बात कर रहे हैं, ट्री प्लांटेशन ड्राइव है, या कोई म्यूजिक प्रोग्राम ऑर्गेनाइज करना है, या भंडारा करना हो, even if it is that, then you will have to tell the date, you will have to tell the place. इन चीज़ों को दिमाग में रखेंगे, किस समय से किस समय. ठीक है. Without these things, a proposal is not complete. Yeah, 8 days left. So a lot of pressure. Don't worry. You have studied English for ever since you were learning to walk. What's the worry? Let's move ahead. Okay, let's do a few transformation of sentences. So transformation of sentences also in many ways can become a little cumbersome, but if you are used to speaking English, then it is no big deal. For any kind of language study, it's very, very important. Listen. If you want to score 70 plus, first of all, grammar technical होता है. अगर आप technicality की बात करेंगे, तो technicality is one thing which is the first thing that will be checked. उसके बाद आपकी language क्या उन requirements को fulfill कर रही है. फिर आपका पंक्चुएशन, आपके कॉमास, आपके कैपिटल्स, इन सब चीज़ों को भी देखा जाता है. As far as your headings are concerned, then in that case I can read underline कहाँ लगाने हैं. तो underlines wherever you are writing your objectives, measures, उनको नीचे underline करिए. heading आपने लिखा है, उसको आप underline कर दीजिए. That's all. Don't go too crazy about that. Whatever you want to highlight, जिस चीज को आप highlight करना चाहते हैं, उसके नीचे आप lines जरूर डाल दीजिए. How much time do we give to English language today? From now onwards, as much time as you can give. 2 hours to 3 hours of continuous writing. Understand one thing. Reading and writing, these two things are very important. You should be able to read correctly, because अगर हमको क्वेश्चन में से ही आंसर निकालना है, तो पहले क्वेश्चन को सही से पढ़ना तो सीखो. देन राइटिंग, आपके मन में कितने अच्छे आइडियाज हैं, उससे एग्जामिनर कंसर्न्ड नहीं है. एग्जामिनर सिर्फ उसको देखेगा जो आपने लिख दिया है. आपका लिखा हुआ एग्जामिनर के लिए पत्थर की लकीर है. Nothing is more important or matters to the examiner except what the examiner reads in your script. So practice as much writing. Even if it breaks your fingers for that matter, continue to practice and write. Composition this time will not reduce marks. Tomorrow I am going to take up 2 kinds of composition, narrative and argumentative, and I'm going to narrative, argumentative, and descriptive. I will try to give you a breakup of how to go through them, and you will see that no marks, you will not lose marks on them. Okay, affirmative and negative sentence, let's not go into that technicality. Let's understand it in a more easy way. Okay, it always thunders when it rains. The example here is start with never. So, it never rains without thunders. Okay? It always thunders when it rains. It never rains without thunder. Only an adolescent would talk like this. Begin, no. So, what are you doing here? This is a positive or affirmative sentence. पॉजिटिव और affirmative सेंटेंस है, इसको हम किस में बदल रहे हैं? नेगेटिव में. नेगेटिव में नेवर, नो, नन, इन सब शब्दों का इस्तेमाल होता है. राइट? सो लेट्स टेक इट फ्रॉम हियर. इट नेवर थंडर्स व्हेन इट रेन्स. इट नेवर रेन्स विदाउट थंडर. No one, yes, very good. We are already getting answers here. No one would talk like this except an adolescent. Or no one except an adolescent would talk like this. Okay? So that can also be done. No one except an adolescent would talk like this, or no one would talk like this except an adolescent. Both of them will come out correctly. So, well, thank you so much for your appreciation, but very quickly we will try to do as much more. जितना करेंगे उतना ही कम है. आप और हम सभी तो लेबर कर रहे हैं. You alone were present there. You alone were present there. None other except you were present there. You alone were present there. None other except you were present there. Another way of writing it, none other but you were present there. Okay? So, none other except you were present there. None other but you were present there. Both of these can be acceptable. Yes. Yes, and see, somebody has corrected. You alone. The word alone had gotten missed out, and we got it from some very fantastic person. None other except you alone were present there. So, let's move on. As soon as he saw the officer, he ran away. Let's do it for this one. As soon as he saw the officer, he ran away. No sooner did he see the officer. Excuse me, let me have some water. Then he ran away. Okay? No sooner did he see the officer than he ran away. Look at the next sentence. Affirmative to interrogative. Okay. No sooner did he see the officer than he ran away. See, one of you got it right? Yes. Okay. When you are practicing grammar, even if you are quickly typing the answer, ensure that your punctuation is also very correct. Okay? We will do film review, Akriti, but you will have to give me time. We can do only one thing at a time. I will try to take up maybe more sessions, as many as I can, and I will try to solve all your problems. Keep on giving the suggestions, and I shall try my best. Now, let's take up this. Affirmative to interrogative. So, affirmative means a general positive statement. For example, she has come here, he is going out, the box is kept on top of the roof. तो ये क्या है? ये simple sentences हैं, तो इनको affirmative कहा जाता है. मगर जब हम उनको question की तरह पूछते हैं या हम उनको negatively पूछते हैं, तो फिर वो change हो जाते हैं. यहाँ पे है this is a boy, begin is. Okay? So you have to change it into a question. Affirmative to negative. Is this not a boy? Okay? Is this not a boy? And question mark. That's why I said you have to ensure that your punctuations are also correct. Let's look up some more, where from a normal sentence we are going to change it into a question sentence. Right. I am your friend. Begin am. Again, this will be am I not your friend? I am your friend. क्या मैं तुम्हारा दोस्त? मैं तुम्हारा दोस्त हूं. क्या मैं तुम्हारा दोस्त नहीं हूं? So it's like that. मैं तुम्हारा दोस्त हूं, मैं तुम्हारी मदद करूंगा. मैं तुम्हारी मदद करूंगा, क्या मैं तुम्हारा दोस्त नहीं हूं? It's the same thing, but being asked as a question. She is very polite. Begin. Is she not very polite? Another way. Isn't she very polite? Question mark, question mark. I love the child. Begin. Don't I love the child? And question mark. Don't I love the child? अगर ये don't do होता तो do I not love the child? Now, in the next few sentences, again, sentences related to transformation. Let's see, we have to remove the adverb to. हमको adverb to हटाना है. The problem is too hard for me to solve. तो to की जगह, let me give you a clue. Yes, some of you already have it. That you can easily remove to and compensate it with a so. Okay. Many of you are already getting it right. The problem is so hard that I cannot solve it. The problem is so hard for me that I cannot solve it. Okay? Most of you are getting it right. The problem is so hard that I cannot solve it. So give a pat on your backs. You've done well. ये सब शेर बच्चे हैं यहाँ पे. You're all lion-hearted. Fantastic students. Okay. And you are so quick. See, I am slower and you are quicker. Obviously, you will be quicker. You have all that hot blood running in your veins that you can donate also, remember? He is too young to understand such matters. Now, let's try for this one. This was the answer, and this is the answer again. He is so young that he cannot understand such matters. All right? This can also be he is so young that he is unable to understand such matters. It will be correct, but we will try to stick to as many words as we can. Yes, most of you got it right. Let's move ahead. And we have some more. We are also going to do a few phrasal verbs, and we shall try to put them in sentences. After this, we will practice a few phrasal verbs also. The teacher is too weak to control the class. Let's have it. Is so weak that she cannot control the class. You can also use she is unable. She cannot, she is unable to. This will also be acceptable, okay? The teacher is so weak that she cannot control the class. The teacher is so weak that she is unable to control the class. Both of them are correct. I am too late to catch the bus, to catch the train. I am so late that I cannot catch the train. So this was just a little bit of practice again to tell you कि अगर कहीं से भी आपको बोला जाता है rewrite the sentences after removing to, then you will know what to do. Yes, you are right. Sometimes you find that you are getting two correct answers for the same kind of question. In that case, what do you do? In that case, it is very important that you should try to stick to that particular answer in your head where you are getting maximum likely words. The teacher is so young that he cannot, the teacher is so weak. Young तो बेटा वहाँ पे था ही नहीं, weak था. So you cannot change it to young. There is a big difference between young and weak. Okay? Did, please tell did, din, does, uses. Okay. Unless you work hard, you will not pass. You've got it right, but you need to look into your spelling. Spellings should also be correct. If you work hard, you will pass. Unless you work hard, you will not pass. Okay? Unless you work hard, you will not pass. Let's move further down. If you permit her, she will drive. Unless you permit her, she will not drive. Okay? She will not drive. Unless you permit her, she will not drive. This is the most beautiful carpet in our shop. No other carpet is as beautiful in our shop. Or then, no other carpet is as beautiful as this in our shop. No other carpet is as beautiful in our shop, or no other carpet is as beautiful as this in our shop. You can also add as this one. Yes, correct. No other carpet is as beautiful as this one in our shop. No other carpet is as beautiful as this one in our shop. Good. Now let's move ahead. Paris is the most fashionable city in the world. Again, it's a practice of the same with different kinds of formations. Paris is the most fashionable city in the world. No other city is as fashionable as Paris in the world. Right? So this is one way of writing it. I will give you another way. No other city in the world is as fashionable as Paris. So you have two of them. Both of them begin with no other, but with slight changes here. No other city is as fashionable in Paris in the world. No other city is as fashionable as Paris in the world. Good. In the world, as fashionable as Paris, no other city is as fashionable as Paris in the world, right? The Second World War was most decisive in Europe. no other war was as decisive as World War II in Europe. Or no other war was as decisive as the Second World War in Europe. So slight changes here and there, but then let me see what you have written. In argumentative essay, Akriti Mathur, please see my question. Akriti, what question have you put? If you were writing about out of these sentences, which correct sentence? Because according to me, both I found correct. The teacher is so weak that he cannot control the class, or the teacher is so weak to control the class. No, the teacher is so weak that he cannot control the class. That is the correct sentence. Okay? Right. Big hodgepodge out here. Okay. Did you paint the boxes blue? This one is easy. Were the boxes painted blue by you? This is even like a rhyme. Were the boxes painted blue by you? So it also sounds like a rhyme. Correct. You got it so much. Now, begin. Although she has a limp, she treks in the hills. Okay? Begin with in. So, in, yes. Very good. One of you got it right. In spite of having a limp, she treks in the hills. There are words like in spite, despite. All right? So these words are often used even as conjunctions. So they are generally used with in spite of, despite of. They always come in like that. It looks like a storm is heading here. It seems that a storm is heading here. Yes, I will try to take up as much literature also. So, but then I will take literature with very important questions from most of the lessons where we can cover up in points. हम जहाँ उनको points में डालेंगे तो हमको याद करना आसान हो जाता है. Okay? So, Now, having done this, now that we are done with this, let's move on to a okay. Now let's take up, since we are really practicing, it seems that the storm is heading here, it seems that the storm is heading there. There nahi hoga beta, here hi hoga. ठीक है? Yes. Okay. Now, let's look at something else. What are we going to practice? A few more. Phrasal verbs. What are the verbs that we are going to take up today? Let's start with step in, step up, step down. Okay? Let's take up step in, step up, step down. Step in is to walk in. It can also mean interfere. Okay? Step in का मतलब walk in तो होता ही है, मगर इसका word, इसका एक और मतलब होता है, उसका मतलब होता है interference. So these two will culminate to become an entirely different word, which can be interfere. How do we make a sentence with interfere? It was only with the interference of the lawyer that the matter was resolved. Okay? Listen very carefully. It was only with the interference of the lawyer that the matter was resolved. What if I make this sentence with step in? It was only after the lawyer stepped in that the matter was resolved. I will come to that. I will come to that. Okay? So, step in can also mean simply to walk in, but it will mean interference also. Then step up. Step up can be to take one step upwards. It can be to get promoted also. It can also mean to speed, to pick up speed, okay? To pick up speed. But not speed in a car, not swiftness there. Step up will mean speeding up. Actions, okay? When you speed up actions, then it can also be called step up. Listen very carefully to the sentence I'm going to make for you now. They could not find the helicopter for the past 2 days, so they have decided to step up search. So they have decided to step up the search. Okay? Speed up the action of searching. Then step down. Step down will simply mean to beat retreat. Okay? Or to leave and go. Step down. The union leader was asked to step down from his leadership. Okay? Step down, to go away. Right? To let go. In one word can also be to let go. He interfered inside our conversation. Not inside, he interfered in our conversation is correct. He stepped up as a good young leader in the society. Stepped up, as I said, also need as a promotion. However, it can also mean to when you make a certain rescue operation or something else faster. They stepped up their efforts to win the elections. They stepped up their efforts to meet the deadlines. तो stepping up यहाँ पे क्या हुआ? जो काम धीरे धीरे चल रहा था उन्होंने उसमें और तेजी ले आए. किसी भी चीज में तेजी को लाने को भी stepping up बोलते हैं. ठीक है? He was forced to step up as the man of the house after his father's sudden demise. That is an absolutely correct. However, I would want you to pay more attention also on the stepping up as in showing swiftness, as in increasing the speed of something. Okay? Now, so the next few phrasal verbs that I'm going to take is shut. Shut off, shut down, okay, and shut out. Of course, we all know shut up, okay? So, I'm not going to pay much attention on this one. But yes, shut off, shut down, and shut out. Let's work on these. Okay? Shut off. When you block somebody, to block someone is to shut off, okay, or turn off. When you turn off something also, okay. So how do you block somebody? They decided to shut off the people that were constantly neglecting their work. They decided to shut off a part of their factory that did not seem to function very well for them. That will also be applicable to shut down. They decided to shut down the part of their factory that did not seem to work very well for them. Shut out, again, will have a close meaning with block. Okay? That can also come in very closely as here. The dog was mistakenly shut out in the night. Shut out can also mean left out. Okay? Let's go on to the next. I hope you get a hang of this one. Now, close. Close by, close down, closed on. Okay? And then you have close up. Let's look at these. By, down, on, up. All of them being used with a combination as close. Ma'am, please revise English literature. Echoes. Yes, I will do that. Shut off the computer before going out. Correct. Shut off the lights. Okay. Shut off the generator. Close up toothpaste. I was just hoping somebody is going to remember close up. Okay. But then why close up? Close by, near. It talks of distance. Something that is near or the distance is less can be called close by. You will find the toothpaste close up, close by. Close down when something is shut down. All right? When something closes down, or then it can also be called a shut down. Then closed on. What is closed on? To track. Okay? When you track something, then you are supposed to be, when you close on means to surround. Actually, a better word here will be to surround. They closed on the robber who was hiding behind the bushes. Right? So they closed down the robber who was hiding behind the bushes. As in, उन्होंने जब किसी के बिल्कुल पास आ जाते हैं ढूंढते ढूंढते, then they are supposed to close on. Let's call a close up. What is close up? Close up is again from a very close distance. Okay? From a very close distance. For example, take focus with a close up. All right? Focus with a close up. When you are trying to visually look into something, then it is called a close up. Close up is generally for a visual distance that comes closer. Right. The factory was closed down. Okay, closed. You can write the factory will close down in the next 2 months. But if you are using was, then this will also be used in the past tense. The factory was closed down. I think Mr. Maheshwari will be able to answer those very important guest paper questions for you. Whoever this PW is, I really think you are using a very wrong platform. I think you should not do that. It's not really correct. So I will get in touch and I will show him the chat so that he will be able to provide you and tell you where to actually get it from. Okay? Now, I get another question. How will we attempt ISC paper? I mean, first we write composition or the exercises. There is no such rule that says that you should first write composition and then you should write your exercises. You can take up any question, but the question should always start from a new page. जब भी आप एक नया क्वेश्चन ग्रामर में शुरू करेंगे, आप हमेशा इस चीज़ को कोशिश करेंगे कि आप एक डिफरेंट पेज से उसको शुरू करेंगे, so that there is no mix up. But if you want to finish functional grammar first, आप पहले functional grammar कर लीजिए, उसके बाद अगर आपको composition करना है तो आप फिर composition कर लीजिए. अगर आपको पहले डायरेक्टेड राइटिंग करनी है, जैसे रिपोर्ट राइटिंग या प्रपोजल करना है, तो आप पहले वो कर लीजिए. बट इन एवरी इंस्टेंट यू शुड स्टार्ट फ्रॉम अ न्यू पेज एंड द नंबरिंग शुड बी परफेक्ट, जिससे कि जब आपके मार्क्स उन केजेस में डाले जाएं तो उनको ये पता होना चाहिए कि क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 का कहाँ है, क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 कहाँ है, वो बिल्कुल क्लियरली नजर आना चाहिए. देयर शुड बी नो मिक्स अप व्हेन यू give a serial order to your answers. A very good afternoon. Well, it's already afternoon, and with this, I think I will now wind up this particular class. Tomorrow, we will... Oh, maybe if you want, I can take up a few more words very vocally for you without writing them on the blackboard. Spread out. So you have words like spread out, okay? Spread up. Then you have words like run off, run out, okay? Run in. Let me write them. Run on, run in, run out, run off. Let me take this last segment. Okay? Hang up, hang in, and hang on. Okay? So, run on is actually to run over something. जब आप किसी भी चीज के ऊपर गाड़ी चढ़ा दो, then you are said to have run on something. When you seem to go over something, then it is called to run on. Right? Go over. Going over will be called to run on. For example, the wheels mistakenly run on the packet of milk and it burst. Okay, she hanged up. Beta, hang का past tense होता है hung. Okay, she hung up the call before we could stop talking. Can you discuss some important Tempest questions later? Yes, I will definitely do that. We will do argumentative. Also, we will do narrative. We will do descriptive and a bit of discursive. I will also give you tips on how to write story writing. We will be taking up one complete session for that. These are prepositions: on, in, with, off. These are all prepositions. But we can also take up prepositions like between, inside, outside, between, beside, behind. All right, so we can take up these also. However, let us start with run on. So I told you to go over something. I ran on the box that was lying on the road and it smashed. Then run in. When you meet somebody, when you unexpectedly meet somebody, then it is called run in. जब आप intentionally किसी से नहीं मिलते पर आपकी एकदम से coincidentally किसी से मुलाकात हो जाए, then you are supposed to run in. I did not know that I will run into my cousin. Okay? I did not know that I will run into the stranger once again. Past tense, I ran into my sister after a very long time. Oh, that's a nice one. Can you please hang on with sharing free guest papers? That's a good one. Run out. Let's talk of running out. So, जब कोई चीज खत्म हो जाती है, when your supply of something or when your stock of something gets over, then it is supposed to run. Then you have run out. For example, we have run out of biscuits. We should have more by tomorrow. The shop had run out of paracetamol as there was a lot of infection running throughout the city. Run off means to elope. Run off means to elope. Run out means scarcity. Okay? Run in means coincidentally meet. Okay? To meet by coincidence. Run on is to go over. Right. Yes, the nearby store ran out of medicine. That is absolutely correct. How do we know when to use past tense and past perfect tense in the grammar portion? For that, I will try to help you. That is again a segment where some kind of, I will try to use a method that will help you distinguish them better. Okay, so with this, we know run out and ran off. Ran off means elopement. Let's come to hang up, hang in, and hang on. Okay? So to hang up on somebody is to put the receiver down. Okay? Suppose you are talking, you are in a long distance conversation and you cut the call. Cutting off a call is to hang up. Okay? Cutting a call is hanging up. Cutting a call is to hang up. For example, let me hang up the phone. I have some important work to do. We could not finish our conversation before she hung up on me. Yesterday I went to the market and I ran into my old friend. That's a very good sentence. Ma'am, help us with prepositions. Darling, these are prepositions. Hang in, hang out, hang on. बेटा in, out, on, between, behind, beside, ये सब बच्चे हम लोग तब से prepositions ही कर रहे हैं. In, off, on, down, up, side, beside, ये सारे क्या हैं? These are all prepositions. These, what we are doing here at the moment, Nagarjun, is phrasal verbs, but if you want me to take a session for that, I will try to help you with that as well. For example, hang up is to cut a call, hang in is to have patience. Hang in is to have patience. ये phrasal verb hang in will simply mean to have patience. Hang on will be to have courage. Okay? To cut a call is hang up, to hang in is to have patience, and to hang on is to have courage. Let's understand the difference between this and this. Okay? Do not make a commotion outside. Hang in there and wait. Okay? Hang in there and wait will mean have patience there and wait. Or the restless patient was told to hang in and wait for the doctor. So this is to have patience. Hang on. The boy who was stuck in the tunnel was encouraged to hang on till help arrived. Okay? I told my brother who was having a severe stomachache to hang on till the time the car reached the doctor's clinic. Okay? So, we understand the very slight difference between hanging in and hanging on, but of course, hang up is very, very different. Okay? Ma'am, please make a lecture. Okay. The new bride run off her wedding. Okay. The new bride ran off. Okay. I think you will have to correct this a little. To ran off is to elope. Okay. When you run off, it can mean to escape. Okay, you are using this as an escape word. So here it will be the new bride ran off from her wedding. Okay, the word missing here is from. The new bride ran off from her wedding. The new groom ran off from his wedding, okay, with the bride's sister. But if you want to use it as run off, the new groom decided to run off with the bride's sister, okay? जब दो लोग एक साथ भागते हैं तब उसको एक अलग सेंस में यूज करते हैं. Let me clarify this for you, okay? The new bride ran off before she stepped in the car, okay? Or before the ceremony got over. Another one. The groom ran off with the bride's sister. This is what you made. यहाँ पे इसका मतलब है escape. Please understand. यहाँ पे मतलब है escape. But here it means elope. I can absolutely change the words again. Here it is escape and here it will mean elope. Okay? The groom eloped. I can completely remove this and I can write this here. The groom eloped with the bride's sister. I hope you get the difference. Okay? Yes, the president has been trying to hang on to power. Yes, when to use double quotes and single quotes. Let me tell you this one now. My mother says, No, I'll just take, I think it should be over soon. Okay, let's look here. Please pay attention to the blackboard. Please pay attention to the blackboard. This says, my mother says, forgiving is divine. Okay? If I take this out, we are quoting your mother's words. This becomes a quote. ठीक है? Forgiving is divine. So you are using somebody's exact words. When you use somebody's exact words, that is a part of their directed speech, then it will come in double inverted commas. किसी का भी द्वारा बोला गए शब्द को हम डबल इन्वर्टेड कॉमास में लेते हैं, उसको हम कोट या कोटेशन भी कहते हैं. That is when it becomes a quote or quotation. But if I want to give importance to something, then I can put it in single inverted commas. Okay? Doing is better than thinking. I think it is important, but perhaps it is a thought. Nobody has said it. मैं किसी और के शब्दों को repeat नहीं कर रही हूँ, पर एक अपने thought को highlight करने के लिए उसमें सिर्फ single inverted commas का use करेंगे. ठीक है? Okay. I hope this makes it clear for you. In writing answers for literature, if we cite from the text, what do we do? If you cite from the text, then you will simply put a single inverted comma. If you cite the exact words, the exact spoken words, then it will come in double inverted commas. That's the difference. Why? Because then it becomes a quotation. Okay? Yes, I will teach poetry, story, and drama. See, you have very few days left. Okay? But we will try to do as much as we can. I will try to take up as much as we can. It's a very big syllabus, no doubt. But we will try to take up whatever matters as much as we can. Can we write quotes in English literature answers? You must write quotes in English literature. When you quote an answer, when you put a quote in an answer, it gives you 1 mark. Suppose you write an answer on a poem. Then 1 quote will give you 1 mark. Even if you write 2 quotations to support your answer, you will be awarded 1 mark. Okay? उसमें आपका 1 mark बढ़ जाएगा. अगर आपने short answer लिखा है 5 marks का और उसमें आपने एक quotation डाल दिया, quote कर दिया थोड़े से उसके अंदर के words को, then you will definitely score 1 mark. Okay? Try to remember the shortest. If you buy my solved papers, if you are able to procure my solved papers, then you will find that to support every answer, I have used the simplest quotation. The simplest quotation so that you can memorize it. Okay? You have to choose a quote that you will be able to remember, because a quote has to be exact. Do we write the poet leant upon the coppice gate or the poet leant upon the coppice gate? If you are writing as an explanation, then you will write it without the quotation. But if you are quoting these words, because these are the exact words of Thomas Hardy, उसने ये poetry में बोले हैं, उसने ये words poetry के लिए बोले हैं, ठीक है, ये नरेशन के लिए नहीं बोले हैं, ये पोएट्री के वर्ड्स हैं. अगर आप उसको एज अ कोटेशन डालना चाहते हैं, ही रोट, सपोज यू से ही रोट, देन यू विल पुट डबल इन्वर्टेड कॉमास, ही लेंट अपॉन द कॉपिस गेट. ओके? Just refer back to your poem. Yeah, it is actually lent. L-E-A-N-T. It is actually I lent. I am simply giving you it is I lent. I'm just giving you an example. If you are going to write the exact lines of a poetry to quote, then you will use double inverted commas. If you are using it as an explanation, you will not use inverted commas. How do we revise English literature? Before I close down this session, let me give you a few points to revise English literature. I will give you only 2 to 3 points, because too many points you will not be able to remember also. First of all, you need to take up the points that you already understand. जिन points को जो आपकी समझ में आ गए हैं. For example, if I take up the character of Prospero, he is the character to reckon with in The Tempest. He is the main protagonist. Nothing can happen without Prospero. Even if his child is falling in love, it is a part of his scheme. Okay? So, Prospero is so important. How do we learn it? Okay? So let us put up two things: Prospero's plans and Prospero's actions. ठीक है? तो plans और actions में हमने Prospero को डाल दिया. हम इसको बिल्कुल कंसाइज्ड फॉर्म में कैसे याद कर लें जो हमको याद हो जाए, एंड हम बाद में उसको एक्सपैंड कर लें. वी कैन गो एंड इलैबोरेट इट लेटर ऑन. ओके? सो व्हाट डिड ही प्लान? ही प्लान्ड टू summon the nobles, to make them repent, to procure his kingdom again, procure or reclaim his kingdom, to grant freedom, okay, to find a match for his daughter, Okay? There are so many things that he has planned. हमने उसके plans को पहले समझ लिया. अब उसके actions को हमने क्या किया? In order to summon the nobles, what did he do? Raised a tempest. Okay? What did he do to make them repent? Used magic. What did he do when he used magic? He commanded the spirits to separate them from the rest of the people around. They went around in circles. Then what else did they do? तो बेटा आप इसको इस तरह से याद करेंगे, पॉइंट वाइज आपको बहुत जल्दी याद होगा. To memorize anything at the last moment, if you try to use a very technical device in your head, it will fall all in place. Okay? Then what was his ultimate motive? अगर हम उसका ultimate motive क्या था? That is the complete theme. The complete theme of the whole play, The Tempest, is two things. Okay? Reconciliation and forgiveness. All his actions and all his plans come together and converge into reunion and forgiveness. Okay, if we use only one or two words from the poem like Coppice Gate, yes, then you can use a single inverted comma. Correct. Right. So I will try my level best, as I told you, but to pack in everything is a tall order. Let's try to pack in as much as we can. 10 birds in a bush is better than 2 in our hands. Let me put it that way. It's very vast, but we will try and do as much as we can. And with the kind of response that I'm getting from all of you, I think you're already on it. You are going to pass with flying colors. I'm very sure about that. And every little word that you write should be in written practice. Literature और language को करने का सिर्फ एक तरीका है, written practice, written practice, written practice. एक और आपको टिप देती हूँ, जब भी आप functional grammar करते हैं, तो functional grammar को sentence को जोर से पढ़िए, ठीक है? मन में नहीं पढ़िए. जिन लोगों का लगता है कि प्रैक्टिस थोड़ी कम है, उन लोगों के लिए सबसे अच्छा चीज़ है कि जो क्वेश्चन वाला सेंटेंस है, you must read it out loudly so that you can hear it in your ears, not in your mind. So that you can hear it in your ears. Then when you write your answer, again read it out loudly so that you can hear it in your ears and you can make your corrections. This is another tip I'm giving you for proper sentence formation. Look in for your grammar, look in for your full stops, look in for your capitals. इन छोटी छोटी चीजों पे मार्क्स नहीं कटने चाहिए, right? I will try my best to do as much as I can. But with this, I shall now come to the end of this session. Thank you so much for being such wonderful, wonderful human beings. And with all my love and blessings, have a good day. Keep yourself very hydrated. Practice, practice, practice. I said it yesterday, I'm saying it today. लिखो. Examiner को सिर्फ उससे मतलब है जो आप लिखेंगे. What you write is what is important for the examiner. What is in your head is not important. When you write it, read it loudly so that your ears can hear it. When your ears hear it, then only you know कि आपका sentence complete हो गया. चाहे आप कितने ही अच्छे हों, but do this. You will see a marked improvement in your sentence making formats, right? Thank you. All the very best and God bless. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. खा पी के और खूब सारा पानी लेके बैठना. कोई चाय कॉफी कम, पानी ज़्यादा. It will help you. Right, right, right. Till you become right. Okay? Yes. In tomorrow's class, I will be taking up a few more transformation of sentences. I will be taking up a few more phrasal verbs. वो तो हमेशा होते ही हैं. But tomorrow I will start with compositions. I will try to do narrative and argumentative. Two kinds of compositions I will take up and do them for you. I will tell you how to create the paragraphs and what to fit in point wise. उसकी length में नहीं जाएंगे, पर point wise क्या क्या लिखना है, that is what we will try to understand. जिससे उस formula को समझ जाएं और उस formula में हम जब fit करेंगे तो काफ़ी कुछ fit हो ही जाएगा. ठीक है? Yes, that's what I said. Bye-bye then. Narrative also, darling, just everything for you. Tomorrow, same time. Same time tomorrow. 11:15, I will try to start the class. It should definitely start by 11:16 or 17.